What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Shadow today. Shadow Exchange. It's a DEX token. It's a DEX exchange, right? Or a DEX. You just say that on the Sonic ecosystem, formerly Phantom, FTM, right? Not Phantom Wallet, FTM. No affiliation. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. I think this thing has some serious potential. I type in Shadow here, and I go to 24-hour volume. The one with the most volume is the one I'm going to click on. Granted, that's not a lot of volume for a market cap this high. That's nice liquidity, though. That's a nice pool of liquidity for something, something in this kind of area. 10% is desirable. 10%, 5%, I suppose, is desirable for the liquidity. 10% is really what I think is nice to see. More than that, I'm like, hell yeah, buddy, let's go. $81 now, down 12% today. Listed 2 months ago, right? Or it came out 2 months ago, yeah. If we're looking at this here, you are at decreased areas of volume. You saw a lot of volume back down here on the drops, on the pump right here, but you've been decreasing in volume now. Whenever you consolidate, which you definitely are, you've got higher lows and a flat top here. When you consolidate, this is annoying how it keeps flashing back and forth. I hate that, man. Can I get rid of you, Casino Coin? Is there a way to get rid of it? Because that's annoying as hell, man. I don't want to click on you because you're annoying. Anyways, by the way, anything that's up here, I hope you guys are aware, it's just a total scam. I've never seen a project that gets up here that is not a scam, right? They're all scams. They pay money so that their scam is advertised, right? It's a scam. It's scam behavior on the degen list of Dex Screener here. But anyways, with that distraction out of mind, the fact that you're consolidating here with the flat top and ascending lows and you have low volume in a consolidation phase generally means you're about to break out one way or the other. I think you are bullishly charged. I think that you do want to go higher. Look at this, what you're doing, right? You pumped. That's a phenomenal pump that you had, right? I mean, how much was that? I wasn't even aware of this thing. Nobody was back here, back in January, the end of January. You saw a 28x overall, bro. Good job, good job. And you've dropped a lot. How much have you dropped from your high? 75%. That's not bad. That's about what a lot of coins that have pumped that same amount have seen. But what you did really good here is that you found support at prior areas of resistance. You found support at prior areas of resistance, good structure, and you had immaculate support, did you not? Not only that, from a high to a low here, you found resistance at your 0.5, but you didn't go lower. Now you're back up here and you're holding above the 382. You're showing more bullish kind of stance now than you were before, less volume. The volume isn't necessarily a concern because this to me says that you're about to break out, and I think that you are. You're at $81 now with the prospects, in my opinion, of going higher to new all-time highs. Your all-time highs, by the way, if we're taking that into consideration, which I think that we should, high to low here, that could be at a $270 price at 230% increase, or that could be a 441% increase at a $439 price, $440 price. You could go higher. You could. I mean, you saw 20x last time. Who's to say that you can't do that this time? 20x would put you, overall from the low to the high. That maybe you go up to your 2272. Maybe you see $1,000 in price or above, right? Something like that. But I would guess, if I really had to guess, I like the idea that you probably do see prices around 439, if not somewhere as high as like 1100, maybe even just above 1100, because it's common to go just above your 2272, something like that. It is possible that you could only stop at 270. Let's address that as well. But something in this range is what I would think is the most likely to happen. And generally speaking, I think that you would stop at your 1618 or higher. So that's 422% to about a 1400% growth. Let's look into this thing real quick, okay? Let's look into this. Yeah, this I was not looking. I can fix her, dude. That's funny. That's pretty funny. No, you can't. Shadow. The answer to that statement is always no, you can't. Can you tell me about Shadow? You tell me about Shadow Exchange token on Sonic. Let's see. He'll probably understand what I'm saying here. Shadow Exchange is a decentralized exchange built natively on the Sonic blockchain. A high-performance layer 1, yes. Key features, concentrated liquidity. It does have actually pretty concentrated liquidity. I would agree with that. Incentive model, building on Andre Cronje. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Shadow introduces an X 3x3 model. Shadow tokens can be converted 1-to-1 into X Shadow, a non-transferable token that grants holders voting rights and access to rewards. Yes, that's a pretty common thing these days. Let's see. X Shadow holders can vote to direct token emissions to specific liquidity pools, earning 100% of protocol fees, voting incentives, and rebase rewards. This aligns with the interests of traders, LPs, and token holders. PvP rebase mechanism. Unlike traditional models with long lockup periods, Shadow's X Shadow allows flexible exits. Users can redeem X Shadow back to Shadow instantly with a 50% penalty or over a vesting period. So instantly with a 50% penalty or over a vesting period with no penalty. 3 months at a 1 to something 0.73 ratio with no penalty. Um, Early exit penalties are redistributed to remaining shadow stakers, discouraging permanent or premature exits and rewarding long-term participants. Tokenomics: maximum supply 10 million shadow tokens, initial supply approximately 3 million tokens at launch, emissions over 500 epochs, roughly 10 years, around 5 million additional tokens will be emitted, bringing the circulating supply to about 8 million. So out of the 10 million over roughly 10 years, there will be 500 events that unlock tokens that will bring the total supply up to 8 million, right? So that would be what I mean. If you have 10 years, 12 months in a year, that's 120 months right there. So 500, you'd be doing. I would think, right? What he's saying here, epochs, is he means events, right? I don't actually epoch define epoch. I'm normally better than this. I actually like to think I have a pretty extensive vocabulary, but let's just see. A period in time history, yeah. So like, yeah, okay. I thought so. I mean, obviously context helped us out there, but I just wanted to be sure. Yeah, so if it's 120 months over a 10-year period, you multiply that times 4, that'd be 480. And it says over that. So you're basically going to have like 5 unlocks every single month where more tokens are coming out into circulation, right? If it's over 500 over 10 years. So that's just like a steady increase to the supply, but probably steady, not overdone, is the right way to think of that. Bring the supply, yes. The design aims for sustainability, avoiding the dilution pitfalls of earlier. Yes, I agree. That's what these dilution, man. Slow dilution is good, but only if you believe in your project, right? If you don't believe in your project, you should have these big unlocks that happen at the end of the cycle, like a lot of cryptos do, so they can sell at the end of the cycle, get all the hype for having their tokens locked for such a long time, and then the project pumps. By the time it unlocks, they can just dump on you at the highs. Having a long-term time frame, that should really boost confidence for investors, in my opinion. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it will, right? A long term, that's hard to maintain relevance over a long term. It really is, but maybe it will, man. Shadow Exchange leverages Sonic's high throughput and low cost environment, making it a key player in the ecosystem as of early 2025. It has been reported to have a market cap of around 25 to 27 million, which it does have right now. Significant total value locked at 94 million, annualized revenue of 60 million, suggesting it's undervalued relative to its activity. Oh wow, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. And I didn't know that. And we're at a period where we probably are about to break out, like genuinely to the upside. That's kind of interesting. Thank you, Grok, for including the little deets there. It ranks among the top protocols for holder revenue across all blockchains, often cited in the top 6 or 10 by various analysts. Integration and listings. Shadow is listed on exchanges like CoinW, MEXC, alongside with being tradable on Shadow Exchange itself. This broadens its accessibility beyond Sonic's native ecosystem. Partnerships such as with Magpie Protocol enhance its interoperability and liquidity offerings. Yeah, cool, man. I think this thing is interesting. There's a couple of projects that are on Shadow, or they're listed. They're on that DEX, and that I think are interesting too. There's one called Oil. I like that one as well. I think that's at a good price right now. But I'm really talking about this because I think it's good to look for gems sometimes. I know that there are a lot of people on this channel look for gems, and I'm not saying put your life savings into this, right? But if you're looking for something that has 100x potential, multi 100x potential, the only time that you're going to find those kind of coins are when you're looking at places like this that have these low market caps. Now be aware, low market cap, high reward also comes with high risk. Do not put your life savings in this, right? You could turn, if this thing does 100x, you could turn $10 into $1,000, right? 10x from $10 is $100. 100x would be $1,000. If $1,000 is a lot of money to you, why risk more than $10? Why risk more than $100? You know what I mean? If $10,000 is a lot of money to you, why risk more than $1,000? If $100,000 is a lot of money to you, you probably shouldn't really put $10,000 into this. Maybe I don't know, man. It could work out well, but I would just avoid putting anything that's significant to you in this, right? It can turn into something significant to you with a very small amount of money, or it could go to zero. And that's why you don't bet the farm on stuff like this. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think it has a lot of potential. I think we're about to see that potential being realized. And if anything, guys, with this low of a market cap, you really could see a 10x or more happen from here. Like these crazy pumps. When I say from here, I mean from here. I don't mean from the low. I mean from here. These crazy pumps happen all the time, and especially at these low market cap coins. You don't even have to be in it for a long time. You could be in it for a good time. And I really do think, being at $80, a moonshot to a 10x or even beyond is very doable with this thing, and it could happen regardless because it's on a DEX. These DEX coins kind of run their own way sometimes. It could happen regardless of what the average coin in crypto is going to do. In all fairness, I am kind of trying to dial back my DEX positions right now because I am anticipating a drop with Bitcoin, and oftentimes, the ones that get hit the hardest are the low liquidity coins. Not that this is low liquidity for its market cap, but it is low liquidity in the aspect of crypto. Even at over 10% of its market cap in liquidity, that's still low liquidity because it's at a low market cap, right? It is high liquidity for the market cap, but it's low liquidity. Does that make sense? So I'm just saying, if Bitcoin goes down and then Sonic goes down, could this go down? Probably, right? If Sonic's doing well, and it's been doing relatively well recently, that could be why these things are doing well as well. I do expect, regardless of what happens, whether this goes down first and then comes up, whether it just goes up, I do think that it has a lot of potential, and I'm interested in buying this thing personally. I don't know if I'll buy here. I'll let you guys know if I do. But again, as I said, I'm kind of dialing back my DEX plays right now until we get some resolution with Bitcoin. That's just my personal perspective. This thing, be aware, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but here at $80, it could go down 30-40%. It could happen. It could go down below this low. It's completely possible. I don't think that you'd see prices below this low down here, but it's possible. You know what I mean? 54%, 53%, something like that. It's very possible. So if you're buying here, this is not me saying if you start to move down at all to panic because you're going down here. No, it's that if you buy here, buy a little bit. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do what you want, and if it does drop, you can buy more. Right? Buy more. Don't panic sell. If you buy at the relative high and you make a mistake and a no-no, and don't get me wrong, this is the relative high. It's not necessarily an ideal area to buy. Maybe it's best to wait for $90 to break, but who knows? Do whatever you think's right by you. I think it's at a perfect time to buy because you are at a relative discount here from a high to a low. You do look productive on your fibs. You found support at a key area. You look relatively productive. I wonder if we put an indicator on here, if we put the relative strength index, what we got. RSI doesn't look bad. I mean, it's neutral, but it's bullishly neutral, right? 4-hour time frame. You're at the areas that you've bounced from before, right at the 40. I mean, I don't know, man. You're finding support here at prior areas of resistance. It wouldn't surprise me if you moved up, but again, I think that there's a certain layer of risk that you expose yourself to whenever you deal with DEX tokens, not just like DEX tokens, but coins on DEXs or through decentralized means, because whenever crypto gets hit hard, there's a good bit of them that move down with the rest of the markets, but oftentimes too, the ones that move opposite of the markets, so the ones that can move up while crypto dumps or hold up well, they are on DEXs too. So it's kind of a gamble to a certain degree, but that's why you don't put serious money into stuff like this. You take a gamble, you have some fun with it, and then maybe you wake up in like a month or two, or in about like 8 months, and you're pleasantly surprised with how much it's grown. But at 100x potential, this thing would be at about a $2 billion market cap. At a multi-100x potential, this thing could, who's to say if it's worth 2 billion or 10 billion by the end of the cycle? It might not even be worth more than a couple hundred million, something like that. But I definitely think that it'll be on its way up higher. Minimum target that I'd keep in mind personally that I'm anticipating would be about a 5x from here. Maximum target might be something of around like a 15x, 10x, 12x, something like that, if not somewhere in between. And definitely, if you're buying here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I haven't bought. I don't know if I'm going to buy here. I'll let you guys know if I do on x.com. I'll post it, or I'll make a video talking about it. But it's definitely interesting. If I buy here, I would tell myself, if it drops, I will not panic sell. I bought the high. That's not ideal, right? And then it's down here. But what's really dumb is to buy the high and sell the low. If I buy here, I will not sell here. In fact, if I have cash and I want to buy more, I will buy more. That's a great area to buy. And then those gains will only be further increased, right? I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If I had to give you a guess as to what direction I think this thing's going to go, honestly, I think I'm going to miss my opportunity. I think that it is going to go higher, and we're probably going to see new all-time highs in a very, very short amount of time. It's going to make a miraculous move. That's kind of the main, that's not kind of, that's the main reason I'm talking about it to begin with. So I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.